Thanks so much, Christian. Psyched to be here. So Kristin King, I'm head of group management with Boston Harbor Angels. I've been an angel investor with this group for 7 years. I love the Boston Harbor Angel groups. We just celebrated a few weeks ago 20 years that we've been around. So I've learned from experts that are part of the group. Our mission is investing for a better world. We're true to that. We are industry agnostic. So really making big impacts across different sectors, whether it's fintech, biotech, SaaS, HR. It's really focused on the founders and the founders' mission and the team around them. Being around Boston, we do get a lot of biotech. So that's definitely a heavy focus. And say in particular with my role, we're not just Boston. I'm actually calling in out of Long Island. We have members in California. We have members in Chicago. We cross the gamut. I think many of us started in Boston. We do local, and then we are across the US, as well as our friends in Canada that are right next door and looking to expand more. Our president, Ziad, speaking with the European angel group. So with your opening on this, angels and growing, I love seeing the growth. Personally, my mission is championing for more female women investors. So that would be my ask. If you know folks that are curious, pass them my way. I've recruited some, especially from corporate, from other facets in life. We're growing and we have new strong members, physicians, scientists across the gamut. So love being here. I've got probably 27 years in medtech, biotech with big companies, J&J, Pfizer, BD, Ansel, is also smaller companies and mid-size. So bringing all of that, I think, into the equation. I'm just one of many in our group, and we really are driven to help. The best feeling in the world is when you pass it on and you help a startup that is small and nimble and they don't have the long years of experience, and you can just offer advice without, stepping back and offering advice. I hear a lot of angels are going to take the reins and they're going to do it. None of us have the bandwidth or the time, and it's really just about advice. And I think the biggest lessons I've learned from 7 years ago is it's not just about the really cool science, which I was all geeked up about. It's about the team. It's about how are they leading? How are they scaling? Do they know when to hire? Do they know what type of deal structure? What do they know about funding? So many folks leave the ask till the very last slide, and it's just a one sentence. And what type of deal in next rounds? So that's a little bit about me, a little bit about our group. And
well, I love the ask. Thank you so much. We are working hard to bring more women onto panels in the bullpen and create access to investors. And in general, I put that ask out. I'll echo that ask. We are going to, I'm the one asking, and I know that's why it hasn't been as successful. So I need to get some help from the women leaders in this group to recruit other women to be a part of this. And Kristin, you've been just a great leader. Can you lead me on this discussion, please? You see many decks. Now, I am constantly saying in the bullpen that I only want to see a 5-slide deck. Please send me a 5-slide deck. I've been told by other investors very bluntly in these meetings, if you send me a 20-slide deck, I'm going to just I'm going to delete it because it tells me you're selfish, right? I've received 30-slide decks as a cold intro. So let's go to the extremes. Somebody reaches out to you cold, they want to tell you about your company and their company, and they've never met you, and it's a cold outreach, and sometimes these work, right? How many slides? Do you want 5 or do you want 30? It's probably someplace in the middle, but if you were going to pick one extreme when we get that intro, what do you want to see?
I would say the middle. I'd say a good 8. But the things that really, for me, is if you can't catch me in the first 5, I stop reading. So less is more, and find a way. It's really hard to write your meaningful points in little words, and then also not all graphics. So have the major points, even if it's your company at a glance, and try to tell me about your technology, why you're different, where you are in your funding, how much you've got in, What are your next stages? What's your exit? So many don't even have an idea on exit. In the first 5 slides, if you can get a feel of that, then you've got my attention and I want to read more. If it's 30, that's probably way too long, but hey, if you've got it, great. Just don't take till 30 to get your point across. And then if you do pull me in for more, then I'm going to go dig for a couple details, but I probably am not going to read all 30. It's going to be enough for me to be smart to ask and drill you on questions in a warm intro and see if you really know what's in the slide or if somebody else wrote it for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Kristin.